Sometimes there are other people who would want to maybe open a door and you are the key.
Yeah.
And when they use you and then you get irritated. Now when you pinch me, I cry, and when I cry in a language that nobody understands. Because when you cry in a language that everybody understands, then they start finding a way to make you cry forever. But when you cry in a language they don't understand, it becomes mysterious, and they wait, they pause, they want to understand you're crying. And by the time they understand you're crying, you are done crying. You wipe your ears, you sit back and relax, and when they ask, can you cry again? You say, I don't remember how I cried, because now I found peace in my crying, and I'm moving on. I'm happy now. I'm another human being. I'm ready to resume my precious life that God has given to me, not anybody else. Because the minute you say something, my philosophy is one. I use two brains. I use two brains. The thinking brain and the brain that's monitoring the thinking brain. Now, when I think, as I'm talking to you now, I'm saying this, but at the back of my utterances, there's another guy monitoring what I say, so that your thought processes must be clear, Steve. And after saying your thought processes must be clear, Steve, what then is the next line to guide the conversation, so that the substance? And whilst I'm thinking around what I'm saying, there has to be something that says to me, wait a minute, Steve, as you're saying this, are you not offending Robert? You are not offending Robert. But okay, Robert is excited, but what about the other person who's not a Robert? Very difficult to make utterances that are clear and not hurting anyone. There's no way. When you say something is blue, red might not be happy. Purple wouldn't be either. White would be frustrated. How dare you say blue and all the rest of the other colors are still comfortable and happy? But it is how you say the blue, that you don't raise your voice, that you upset the rest of the other colors. You say blue, so that white, red, pink and yellow can feel the magnitude of their presence, bringing down the voice that says blue. That blue is minimal, I'm superior. Yet you recognize blue and not the other ones around. There was a story of a baboon and a snake, they say. Now, this snake wanted to cross the road. They were on the same side of the road with the baboon.
Right.
The cars are going, whoosh, the baboon comes, the snake, and then the snake says, but why don't you put me on your back so that we can quickly run across? Because you have force, you have power with me, and the tar road is hot, man, we can't, so I will get bummed. The baboon says, you, must I trust you? Can I take you across? The snake says, no, man, no, let's go, nothing wrong. Finally, to bring the story fast forward and all that, the baboon takes the snake and then they go across. What? They manage to cross the road. No accident, no nothing. As soon as they reach the other side, the snake does what snake does better. Bites the baboon. The baboon says, my man, how can you? We had an agreement just 2 seconds before we crossed the road that you wouldn't do this to me. You know what the snake said? Even though my intentions were right, but it is just in my nature to bite. There is no way you can be trampling in mud and then you leave everybody clean and yourself. Never. No. George Bernard Shaw once said that if you wrestle with a pig, you're making a big mistake. Because as you wrestle with the pig, you know what? The pig is having fun. The pig loves it. And when you think you're fighting the pig, no, you're getting dirty. That thing is enjoying the mud. So they say never ever wrestle with the pig. So that parable then came to me, and then I said, you know what, Robert, I'm going to respond to you in a manner that's going to leave everybody secured.
Right.
Like Jesus Christ in his times, each time he had to talk to people about whatever was happening, he would never be specific in his references. And the reason why he wouldn't be specific in his references, it was purely to protect and preserve and leave everyone with the dignity they so deserve.